The top 10 most streamed movies chart. Kevin Costner's Western epic starts 2025 on top. Audiences can't get enough of Hollywood's biggest directors, and it definitely shows on the week's rankings. Streaming charts show that the works of Christopher Nolan, George Miller, and Denis Villeneuve are battling for dominance this week. However, it's Kevin Costner's Western flick that surprisingly claimed the top spot in the rankings. As for genres, the week saw a shift away from traditional holiday films, but holiday action moves like Carry On and Red One continue to hold a place in the top 10, keeping the festive spirit alive as the new year approaches. Check out the top 10 most streamed movies in the US. Each pick comes with a quick summary to keep up with trends. With a variety of selections, there's a reason why audiences are tuning in to these trending movies. Read more about the best movies available on streaming. The 50 best movies on Netflix right now, January 2025. The 51 best movies on Max right now, January 2025. The 53 best movies on Amazon Prime Video right now, January 2025. Editor's note: the Nielsen streaming data is delayed by 4 weeks, so this list reflects the top 10 from December 30th, 2024 to January 5th, 2025.
10.
Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire. Platform: Max. Minutes watched: 328 million. Director: Adam Wingard. Cast: Rebecca Hall, Brian Tyree Henry, Dan Stevens. Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire follows the legendary titans Godzilla and King Kong as they find themselves in a tenuous peace after their colossal showdown with Mechagodzilla. Kong rules the mysterious Hollow Earth, while Godzilla guards his domain with an iron tail. However, when an ancient titan, known only as the Empire, awakens from its slumber, their harmony is shattered. As the Earth is rocked by mysterious tremors and natural disasters, Dr. Eileen Andrews and her teams go underground into the depths of Hollow Earth to uncover a threat that could annihilate both monsters and mankind. The Watchers. Platform: Netflix. Minutes watched: 330 million. Directors: Ishana Knight Shyamalan. Cast: Dakota Fanning, Georgina Campbell, Olwen Fuer. In The Watchers, a psychological thriller reminiscent of films like The Cabin in the Woods, Mina finds herself stranded when her car breaks down in an unfamiliar forest. Strangely, every vehicle seems to meet the same fate at the forest's edge. As unsettling events unfold, from aggressive winds to moving burrows on the grounds, Mina is saved by an unknown woman who urges her into an invisible concrete bunker. Inside, Mina discovers a room encased in glass, with an electric light that activates at nightfall, signaling the emergence of the mysterious Watchers. These dangerous beings observe their captive humans, with dire consequences for those who fail to reach safety in time. Desperate to survive, Mina has no other choice but to put her life in the hands of strangers, as they are constantly under the watchful eye of these outside creatures. In the Heart of the Sea. Platform: Netflix. Minutes watched: 368 million. Directors: Ron Howard's. Cast: Chris Hemsworth, Benjamin Walker, Cillian Murphy. In the Heart of the Sea brings the story of Moby Dick to life, taking place during the disastrous voyage of the Essex in 1820. When the New England whaling ship is decimated by a vengeful white sperm whale, the surviving crew is left stranded in the vast Pacific, forced to confront not just one of Mother Nature's biggest monsters, but also the uncertainty of their impending mortality. As Captain George Pollard, Benjamin Walker, struggles to lead, and his skilled but bitter first mate, Owen Chase, Chris Hemsworth, has a personal vendetta, these fragile men grapple with starvation, despair, and the unthinkable to stay alive. Dune, Part 2. Platform: Max. Minutes watched: 372 million. Director: Denis Villeneuve. Cast: Timothée Chalamet, Zendaya, Rebecca Ferguson, Josh Brolin, Austin Butler. The stakes soar higher in Dune, Part 2, as Paul Atreides, Chalamet, and his mother, Lady Jessica Ferguson, find sanctuary with the Freeman following the brutal massacre of House Atreides. As Paul finds himself in the middle of Freeman's world, he forges a deep bond with the fierce Chani, Zendaya. Yet Paul is a man caught in a web of prophecy and power, Some Freemen view him as the legendary Lisan al-Gaib, while others remain skeptical. As the cunning Baron Harkonnen, Skarsgård recovers and reasserts his control over Arrakis by installing his sadistic nephew, Phaedratha, Butler. Paul faces an agonizing choice. With Stilgar, Bartram, and Jessica urging rebellion, Paul is haunted by visions of a devastating holy war that could ensue. 6. Interstellar. Platform, Netflix, minutes watched, 431 million. There's a universe waiting to be explored in the breathtaking odyssey of the film Interstellar. Set in a future where Earth is on the brink of collapse due to environmental catastrophe, Joseph Cooper, Matthew McConaughey, a former NASA pilot turned farmer, is recruited for a last-ditch mission to save humanity. Along with a team of scientists, he gets sucked through a wormhole to find a habitable planet. But this heroic, noble pursuit forces him to make impossible choices, leaving behind his children, particularly his daughter Murph, Jessica Chastain, who grows up believing he abandoned her. A sci-fi epic with a lot of heart, Nolan's body of work is a grand exploration of humanity's greatest frontier.
5.
Red 1. Platform, Prime Video, minutes watched for 46,000,000. The safety of the North Pole is compromised in Red 1. Santa Claus, J.K. Simmons, is supposed to be making his annual present-giving trip this time of the year. But when Santa is kidnapped by a Black Ops team, Callum Drift, Dwayne Johnson, commander of ELF, Enforcement Logistics and Fortification, enlists the help of one very naughty man, Jack O'Malley, Chris Evans. A seasoned hacker by profession, Jack can infiltrate any computer system he wishes. Although Jack has never believed in the existence of Santa, even when he was just a young kid, when you have the head of Santa's security detail requiring your assistance, Jack basically has no choice but to save Christmas.
4.
Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. Platform, Max, minutes watched, 562 million. Furiosa, a Mad Max saga is the gritty origin story of the fierce warrior audiences all fear and admire. Kidnapped as a child from the lush haven known as the Green Place of Many Mothers, young Furiosa, Taylor-Joy, is thrust into the ruthless clutches of warlord Dementus and his savage biker horde. For years, she endures their brutal rule, but Furiosa isn't just a passive prisoner. She's a survivor, quietly plotting her escape while mastering the brutal art of survival in the unforgiving wastelands. When Dementus locks horns with the infamous Immortan Joe, the ensuing chaos sparks a brutal battle for power. Seizing her chance, Furiosa unleashes her fury, sparking a vengeance-fueled mission to reclaim everything ripped from her. 3. Carry On. Platform, Netflix, minutes watched, 658 million. Nobody hates Christmas more than TSO Ethan Kopech, Taron Egerton. When you're working at the airport during the holiday season, everything can get frantic. Whether it was swarming crowds or crazy air traffic, nothing could have prepared Ethan for what was about to happen next. An ordinary day at work for Ethan goes completely sideways when he becomes the subject of blackmail. Contacted by an unknown traveler, Jason Bateman, Ethan has two choices: let a suspicious piece of luggage pass through the scanners, or have his girlfriend killed. With fast-paced action reminiscent of Die Hard, Carry On keeps the time-ticking tension escalating.
2.
The 6888. Platform, Netflix, minutes watched, 658 million. The 6888 takes audiences all the way back to 1943, the peak of World War II. Due to unforeseen circumstances, there is a surge of undelivered mail, a 3-year backlog to be exact. These letters are more than just words on paper. They're the only source of communication between soldiers on the front lines with their families back home. To fix the situation, the 6,888th Battalion, the Women's Army Corps' all-black battalion, is assigned to sort out these mails, hoping to rebuild the bridge between troops and their loved ones and provide a beacon of hope during dark times.
1.
Horizon, an American Saga, Chapter 1. Platform, Max, minutes watched, 753 million. Spanning 15 years before and after the Civil War, Horizon, an American Saga, Chapter 1 follows families, friends, and enemies as they navigate the hardships of westward expansion while grappling with a nation tearing itself apart. Through the eyes of those who lived it, audiences witness the grit, heartache, and hope that defined the American frontier. A look into the personal struggles and triumphs of those living through one of the most turbulent times in American history, the film explores what it truly meant to be part of a country at war with itself.